Good morning, Be Not Afraid conference. I am floored that we're here at day 30. How do we get here? I can't believe. And isn't it even crazier that only 35 days ago, this conference was conceived in the mind of God and He planted it in my mind. What an amazing, amazing time. We have almost 13,000 people that have signed up for this conference. It's been more meaningful for me than I can say. And I want to share a little message with you from my heart. I was reading the other day from Wisdom chapter 11. So Wisdom, the book of Wisdom is amazing. First of all, just read the book of Wisdom. But I love this part. This really stood out to me. It's talking about God's providence and how He has provided for His people, the Israelites. It says, when they thirsted, they called upon you, and water was given them from the sheer rock, a quenching of their thirst from the hard stone. This is such an awesome time right now to ask, what am I thirsting for? Am I thirsting for comfort? Am I thirsting for things to get back to the way they were? Or am I thirsting for righteousness? Am I thirsting for God? And I know that this time of quarantine for me has proved to be a refining fire. When I have no ability to go out and distract myself, when I have to sit at home and be present to my family all day, if we are thirsting for the right things, in the final outcome, their thirst proved unlike that of the righteous. If we're thirsting for comfort, yeah, we're going to be frustrated. But if we're thirsting for God's kingdom, we're going to find new opportunities to love our families. We're going to find new opportunities to be generous. We're going to find new opportunities to form community. And the beauty of human ingenuity, and this is like one of the things that amazes me about this conference, is like adversity produces saints. Adversity produces creativity. I know that for a lot of you, this isn't just inconvenient. I know that for a lot of you, this is devastating. Your weddings are getting canceled. Your graduations are canceled. You didn't get to say goodbye to your grandma or your grandpa who died of coronavirus. You're losing your jobs. And I know that it's not just inconvenience for you. This is like devastating. And I am with you in that. And I am so sorry. This is the time when saints are made. And certainly when I look back at other times in my life, going through postpartum depression, I would not wish that on anyone. That was the most difficult time of my life. But I made it through, and my faith is stronger. I made it through, and I can look back and I can see God was with me in that. He was using that time to help me to bring into the world one of the most beautiful contributions that I will ever make, which is my daughter and my son. He was using those times of depression to give me more empathy, to make me a more compassionate, empathetic person, so that when I go out to minister to anyone as a speaker, I get it. When people say like I'm suffering from depression, like I get it now. I know what that feels like, and I know that black hole of despair. I know that sadness, but it empowers me to be more empathetic and compassionate and to understand. Same thing when I went through an eating disorder. I know what it is like to feel body image anxiety, and it has fueled this ministry of mine. It has helped me reach people and help heal them. And at the time, I didn't know that that's what God was doing. I didn't know that this anxiety that I was feeling and these terrible things that I was going through were going to bear fruit someday. But this is the genius of our God. This is the providence of our God, that He can take the worst things and He can bring good out of them. And so if you're struggling today, I just encourage you to ask God for His perspective on all of this. I ask you to thirst for His peace. I ask you to seek His kingdom and His will, and to also know that He will help you in this moment. If the circumstances don't change for whatever you're going through, but He gives you His peace, you can bear it, and you can bear it well. You can carry the cross with Him. His yoke is easy and His burden is light, because He can give your heart peace. I'm not trying to say like, oh, just think your way out of this, like positive thinking. No, but if you ask for His peace, if you declare God's providence and His sovereignty into this situation, and if you say, I'm struggling, I need you, God, I need you. I need your presence, I need yourself, I need who you are to be with me. I believe that that is something that He is only too willing and only too eager to give you. And when He gives it to you, nothing has to change except the fact that you know that He is with you and that you feel His presence. Because God, He's promised us many things, and over again, he promises himself. He promises a relationship with him. And when we have that, we have everything. When we have God, our hunger and our thirst are quenched. Our deepest desires are quenched. I believe this in my soul. Look at this time as a time when saints are made. This time of adversity is when our strength and our faith comes out in full force. God is here. This is where we can call on God. We can declare what's written here in his word. We can declare it into our lives. We can say, God, bring water from this rock. Just like it says here, quench my thirst. It says here, you gave them abundant water beyond their hope. Have hope. Ask God for big things. Declare his love and his providence. Just as he provided for the Israelites, he can provide for you. Whether that's something that's inconvenient and frustrating, or whether that's one of these big problems created by this whole pandemic. And I just want to leave you with that today. Where do I go from here? I feel that right now in my life, my call is to take a little time with my family, take some time off. There will be more in the future. And for now, it's going to be back to normal programming for Called and Caffeinated. I'm excited to release more amazing interviews for you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can continue to follow along. I'll also be releasing more Catholic Strong workout videos where you can get the word into your workout. The speakers have been so generous and have allowed me to leave up their talks for probably at least the summer. Please do still tell your friends about the Be Not Afraid conference. What I'm going to do is on the conference homepage, staceysumereau.com, enter your email and you're going to immediately get all 30 days of the conference material right then and there for anyone who signs up. So if you are like thinking that your Aunt Mary Lou would really love this material, or your niece out in Arkansas, you can still direct them to the conference homepage and they will automatically get all of the materials right to their inbox. So we're just going to continue to put it out there for anyone who needs it. This whole conference was founded on the mission to draw together in solidarity, to encourage people, to uplift, to inspire, to bring them to a new trust and a new relationship with God. And so I just want to continue to do that. All my speakers want to continue to do that for you. That's our gift to you. I have to thank, first of all, every single member of my Yes team. I wish I could tell you what it means for my little heart that all these people said yes. They enabled my yes. And that is not a small thing. This community of people. Like, I can't tell you how special it is for me when Caterina in Italy, in the part of Italy that's getting hit hardest by coronavirus, like, she writes to me and says that her anxiety has been alleviated, and all of these questions that she has about her vocation and her life and all of this stress being closed up day after day, like, that has been alleviated by the Be Not Afraid conference. And then I get an email from Kathy and from Dr. Maria, who live in India, and they tell me that there's a 48-person WhatsApp group who is following the Be Not Afraid conference, and they're all like discussing the messages that they receive every day from Be Not Afraid, like over in India, okay, in Italy. And I hear, you know, from Janet in San Diego, hi Janet, who says that her anxiety has been so greatly alleviated by this. And I hear from Kelsey, who says that she's addicted, she has an addiction, and she's not able to go to her support group because of the quarantine, but that she starts off every day with listening to the Be Not Afraid conference, and she is able to start off her day, and she's able to gather confidence in the fact that she can beat this addiction because of the Be Not Afraid conference. And I hear from another young lady who suffers from severe mental illness, and she told me that because of this conference, she has been able to stay out of the psychiatric hospital because of the messages of hope and encouragement and inspiration that she's receiving through this conference. Like, what an amazing thing. Like, I am so blessed to be able to hear across the miles from where I'm sitting. I get these emails in my inbox, and I get input from people telling me, like, showing me their heart, and I get to hear their hearts, and I get to know that what I'm doing here from my living room is reaching people across the globe and is making a difference. And our amazing speakers, this community that is drawn together. Thank you, God. Nick and Alina De La Torre, I texted them and I was like, I have this dream that I'm gonna get some sleep in the next 30 days. And Nick and Alina were amazing. They're like, we have a dream that we can make your dream come true. They take all of the raw footage and they put it on YouTube for me. Thank you guys. I need to also thank Hannah Schaefer, who wrote the incredible opening music. So the very opening weekend of Be Not Afraid, she made that into our amazing opening sequence, and then Nick and Alina put it all together as a video. So when I saw that, I was like shaking and crying, because I was like, we're like a professional branded conference now. This little idea that had come together in less than a week suddenly was this professional thing with this sparkler branding, and like, what amazing people to make this happen. A lot of you have been emailing me that your babies are dancing along with it, which mine do too. They love that song. So Hannah is working on writing a full song. So she actually wrote just the 30-second version for this conference. So it's not a full song yet, but it will be. So you need to go follow her. I'm putting the links for you to follow Hannah. And when it's available, you will be the first to know. I also want to thank Melissa and Stephen Davies. They wrote this beautiful song called Take Courage, and you are going to be treated today to a view of our final Be Not Afraid montage. Nick and Alina have been like going like gangbusters to get all of those beautiful submissions into one video montage set to the song Take Courage. And I think it's going to be an amazing parting gift because quarantine isn't over. You know, I would love to extend this conference and make it 50 days or 100 days or whatever, but the reality is that I need sleep and my husband needs his wife back. Someone asked him earlier this week, they're like, are you excited to have your wife back? And John was like, not counting any chickens before they're hatched. So bless his heart. He knows how much I love this conference. He knows how much I love doing my ministry and how exciting it is for me to connect with people around the globe. And so I want to thank my husband for sacrificing a lot of evenings with me so that I can continue to provide this content for you. So you all should know that the live stream capacity was not me. It was Dan Johnson of 4 p.m. Media. I'm including some links today so you can go ahead and check out his ministry. He has a heart of mission and he has been amazing at just taking, like, I literally told him, I was like, I'd love to have live stream capacity, but you have to do everything. Like, you don't understand. I cannot do any of this. And so he was like, no problem, I'll do it all. And he did. He made it happen. Liv Harrison and Shannon Wendt helped me coordinate the virtual exhibit hall, and I'm so grateful to them. They just stepped up and they're like, what can we do for you? And amazing women, thank you so much for your time, for your expertise. I have to thank Catherine Whitaker. Not only was she an amazing speaker for our conference, but she also churned out those social media images that you saw plastered all over your newsfeed. Beautiful job. Thank you so much, Catherine. I want to thank all of our vendors who entered the exhibit hall. It's just been really fun. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated $1 or $500, whatever you've donated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, like, it is so good to see people responding with generosity. And those of you who haven't donated, who have been thinking about it, I know these are really tough times financially for many people. Many people have lost their jobs. And if that's you, you know, don't feel like you have to donate anything. I understand, like, I want you here no matter what. I want you to have this message no matter what. This is our gift to you. But if you've been on the fence and you've been thinking about donating, but maybe you haven't, or maybe there's a spare $10 in your bank account that you're like, how am I gonna spend this? It would be so gratefully accepted if you have not yet donated. If everyone who is a member of this conference gave even $5 or even $10, that would be amazing. That would really help us get close to what I think would be a normal operating budget for an endeavor like this. I will just be getting back in touch with you with whatever's next. I have a few ideas that I'm discerning about where we can go next to support each other and keep this community going. And believe me, I'm very, very excited for more in the future. I just need to wait for the Holy Spirit to give me his next mission. So thank you so much for following along. Thank you for being a part of this. I wish I could tell you how grateful I am. My heart is so full of gratitude for all of this, from beginning to end, every experience, everything that I've learned. And I'm thrilled that you are a part of this with me. This is truly a family, truly a community, and we're not going to stop being a family and a community, even though the Be Not Afraid conference has ended. So God bless you, and I'll see you around soon.